In any relationship where there's trauma or there's been abuse, the first suggestion is, why doesn't he or she leave? So the first thing to think about for someone who's practical in Calgary would be, okay, so why don't they leave, and how would they afford another place? For middle-class women, you're going from a middle-class life to reducing your economic status automatically, because husband may not be able to pay. Let's say that the husband's been abusive, the woman's fleeing. Well, now there's two households, unless the man's going to live on the street. So even if she's able to ask the man to leave, and then if she has 3 or 4 children, how is she going to support that home and have a place to stay? So the whole idea of a place to stay, it's one thing to move away for a moment, do a crisis kind of thing, go to a shelter, but the long-term issue is a problem. Of course, that's not the only reason that people stay together, because of housing. Many victims love their husbands or love their wives. They love the abuser. They're concerned about the abuser. They believe the story that the abusive person tells them, which is that if you just did something different, if you took care of the kids differently, the house was cleaner, if you didn't talk to your family so much, then I wouldn't be this way. Or once we get this loan paid off, or once I feel better. So what happens is many women or men really buy into once the crisis is over, this abuse will go away. Well, first, the shelter, of course, is our emergency shelter, allowing women to be safe for a period of up to 3 weeks with their children. During that time, instead of focusing on the abuser, though they may have to account for risk and those kind of planning things, the woman can start thinking about how could she live on her own safely with her children, and she will have access to resources to do that. We've developed a program for identifying high-risk domestic violence offenders and working with the community to contain them and help protect the victims. So some of the women who've gone through the shelter have been partners of high-risk domestic violence offenders. And so we have a long-term program for sometimes helping the criminal justice system respond to these high-risk offenders, and to help the women then gain safety from them.